What's up, y'all? It's Chris Weathers, aka Shorty C94, episode 60 of Shorty Seeker Conversations. See if we can get our guests. What's up, Heather? Converse. All right,
Hi.
how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm all right, just hanging in there. What's up, Al?
You trying to be safe in these COVID streets, huh?
Hey, trying to. I feel kind of bad because I'm down here in NC. I'm from Cleveland. Like, it's real bad up there. I was just on the phone with my father right before this call, and he's telling me how bad it
Oh,
had got.
okay. Well,
Yeah, so
as long as your family is safe, that's all you could be thankful for.
for sure, for sure. All right, now we're in the pregame part of the show, so I do have to ask you, what's the most positive thing you've been able to take, since the pandemic started out of life?
Um, there's a couple of things: a value for employment, a value for life, a value for, family and friends and those that support you. You take a deeper appreciation because, when COVID hit, a lot of people were, leaving here. Every week, it seemed like it was somebody I know or a family member of a friend or somebody every week. So it has taught me to be more appreciative of who is in support of you and, being able to still be employed and make money, buy these sneakers. So
Yeah,
I've really taken the appreciation to those things.
got you. Now, I've been following you for a little bit, so I know what it is. But for the people in the comments who don't know, tell everybody who you are, where you from.
Okay, my name is Tiffany, and my page name is Jeopardy Kicks, and I could just tell you a little bit about my name. I got the name Jeopardy because in my family we really enjoyed watching Jeopardy, and a
Okay.
few of my friends always say, you know a lot of stuff, so that was kind of like a nickname. So that's how I came up with Jeopardy Kicks. I'm from New Jersey, more specifically Jersey City. I'm still in New Jersey, and that's really about it.
All right. I've had a lot of people on the show lately from the tri-state area, so welcome. This is
Thank you.
no
And
problem.
before
No.
we get involved, I just still want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to come on your show. I know you've been consistently hitting us with all these interviews, interviewing different people in the community. So I just wanted to, give you some flowers and thank you for giving me the opportunity to, introduce myself on your platform.
No, for sure. No doubt. No, you're more than welcome. I'm excited. You know, um, I really enjoy your content, and I've been looking forward to this. I hate that I
Thank
planned it
you.
far. I'm like, God, but the holidays and everything. So, now that things have kind of calmed back down, everybody's kind of got their Christmas, out of the way. We could get into it. Um, so I also want to thank you. This is my 60th episode. You know what I mean? And it's a milestone. Thank you. Um, so we'll go into the first quarter. The first quarter is sneaker beginnings or sneaker origins. Um, I think we're from the same era, same age group. So I do have to ask you, what was that first sneaker moment for you?
Okay, well, like you said, I grew up in the 80s. I was born in the 70s, and I do have some things I could pull out, but I'm gonna have to go with this. This right here.
Oh, the Reebok
This
Classic.
was like this was basically like if you were an it girl growing up, you had to have these. I had some hot tops, I didn't pull it out, but this right here was it. And growing up, my mother wasn't buying me a whole bunch of Jordans and Nikes, so Reebok was the alternative. And a lot of people also had Adidas and Pumas, but that right there, that was the shoe that I really fell in love with. I think I was about 8 years old. My neighbor, she had a pair, and back then, she was like, popular. The bamboo earrings, the Lee jeans, and then those were it. So that's really what got me into sneakers.
5411 size 70 girls.
Definitely.
Oh man. Now I'm not gonna ask how old you are, but what year did you come out of high school, man?
I'm not ashamed. Listen, like we previously said, I'm grateful to even be alive. I graduated in 95. I'll be 45 next year.
Okay. See, now you graduated. I started high school in 1995, so I got out in '99. So you got me by a little bit. but you still, we still look young. We still in the game.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So that Reebok workout 5411, was the kind of your first sneaker moment. Um, what was that next shoe that really got you in it? You know what I mean? Like,
For a while, I rolled out with Reeboks. I do have a little story, and then it'll kind of like put us into the next quarter. So for a while, I rode out with Reeboks, Pumas. I also remember when I was little, I had a pair of British Knights, LA Gears, but Reebok was the main staple for me. I really didn't get introduced to Nikes heavily until I was like a teenager or adult. Matter of fact, one of my friends, she's following me. She was really like a sneakerhead. Like she had all the Nike Air Max, the Air Max 90. And my first real pair of sneakers I got from her, they were the Jordan Olive Nines. She's like, I don't want these anymore. So that was like my real first taste of real sneakers. But after I had those, I still kind of stayed with Reeboks, Adidas, and Pumas. So those were my staples until I got into real adulthood.
for sure, for sure. And a lot of people don't remember, in the 90s, Reebok was like a strong second to Nike.
It was.
Whoever wasn't, even the athletes, like, all right, Nike had Jordan, Barkley, Pippen, Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson, but Reebok had Shaq, later Iverson, they had Sean Kemp, they had
Black tops, yeah.
yeah, all of that. So I mean, they had Dominique Wilkins. So yeah, they had a bunch of stars as well, and I'm happy that Shaq and a bunch of other people bought Reebok back from Adidas. So hopefully we'll see some more of that
Yeah,
flavor.
we need those classic pumps. Those
Yes.
classic pumps, the black with the magic pumps, we need those back like ASAP.
Yeah, because
I see they brought out the D Brown ones. Those was cool, but them Shacks, we need those immediately.
absolutely. Like I have most of the OG Shaqs, but a couple of them I had to get them like a half size small because my size was like just going for too much money. Where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get this in a 10 and a half instead of getting an 11 because it's like $100 cheaper or whatever. The pumps be going for a lot, man. Like on the resale, like
And that's the crazy part because the same price that pumps are now, that's how much they were back then, about $140, $150.
yeah. Well, I'm talking,
They were more expensive than Jordans back then.
yeah, and a lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? But like on that resale side, shit is ridiculous. Like I'm talking 300-400 for pumps. You know what I mean? Like I still shout out to my boy Big Al Kicks. I still don't have the D Browns. That's been like the one Reebok that's slipped through my fingers every time. That Omni, black, white, orange. Like every time it's
Man,
come out.
I felt I should have bought out. I have another pair. I have a pair of, Reebok Freestyle Classic High. I found them on eBay, but they're pumps.
Mm-hmm.
I never seen the Reebok Freestyle High with a pump.
Yeah. I don't think I have either. You got to send me a picture of those. That sounds raw.
Yeah, see, and I meant to pull it out, but I wanted to make sure I had enough arsenal over here. I know you can't see, but it's on my table. So
Feel it. I feel it. But yeah, I'm glad you made that point, because a lot of people either weren't around or don't remember, but like Reebok was the shit in the 90s. Like it was right
it
up there
was.
with, you know.
But you know what? Another popular sneaker I didn't have them were these right here.
Ooh, the Air Max.
Everybody like growing up had a pair of these. Like you really weren't doing it. I'm gonna be honest. I just got these as an adult. Like I didn't even have them growing up, but I said I had to reach back and get these. Just for nostalgic reasons. I actually have about a couple of pair of colors, but um I'm looking to complete the whole color collection when they come out. I have this colorway, I have the pink colorway, and I have the mint green colorway. And I also have the Air Max Greedy 1.0.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's a good one. That Greedy 2 sucked, but the first Greedy was raw.
Yeah, the first Greedy, those, I had to have those. I even bought them like a half size smaller because I was like, I know I was going to find them. But I am looking to get the 2.0 and the 3.0. And the 3.0 is this same colorway, but the lace The lace loops are the colors of the old colorways.
Now, I'm not gonna hate. I was hoping for something a little more, man. I was hoping for something a little more because it's kind of like I'm gonna just go on a tangent right quick. Let me just answer this question. Shorty, you getting the court purple 13s on the 8th? I am not. They suck. They look like the 2017 bread 13 with the messed up shape.
And not even that. It seemed like those just come out. The royal blue came out last year or this year. So it
Yeah,
seemed like they in the same family.
yeah. I just when I looked at the shape, I'm like, because for whatever reason, with the 13, they've come out with every OG colorway over the past 3 or 4 years, highs and lows.
Mm-hmm.
But that black and red, when they just didn't get it right, the leather was cheap, the shape was off, and that purple one looks just like that. Where I'm like,
But you know
back,
what? Since recently, with the rise of resale and supply and demand, they really haven't been giving us those quality sneakers like they used to. I have a pair of Panda Dunk lows that I hit on sneakers, and it was so many flaws in it. Like it should have been a B grade.
mm-hmm.
Like the Nike was off, the stitching was off by the by the top of the shoe eyelet. It was, but I kept them because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get them again.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, I think we all have sneakers like that. Um, all right. We've answered a lot of questions just with what you had said, right there that I don't even need to ask now. My last question for the first quarter will be, in the era we're from, we saw, we were still outside, like for real outside. So who were some of your style influencers, from back in the day? And it doesn't necessarily have to be in person, people on TV. A lot of people talk about Martin and Will Smith, some of the things they did, but like who influenced you, back in the 90s?
I wouldn't say it was anybody famous. It was like the people that were around me. Like my friend I mentioned, she had all of the newest sneakers. There's a guy that I grew up with. He had all the Jordans, like every last bit of Jordan that came out, he had them. Also another guy that I grew up with, he was into basketball. So, he had the PEs, he had all the Jordans. He even had, I'm trying to remember, we just joked about it recently. I think it was the sky blue and white 11s that came out, and then remember the NBA jackets that they used to have to match them. So he got it for Christmas, and he didn't even have it a week. They stuck him up for the jacket and the sneakers. Like he even made the local paper.
Damn.
Yeah, so it was
That was
just like people that I was around. I mean, I did notice like Will Smith had an ill collection. Martin had an ill collection. Who else? The rappers and stuff like that. But it was more so people that I was around, when I was growing up that really influenced my sneaker, sneaker love.
got you. Okay. All right. Looking at hello to everybody that's joined. Thank you for being here. It's episode 60 of Shorty Sneaker Conversations. So as we go into the second quarter is more recent sneaker past, which could be from, for me, it's usually from when I started working up to maybe a couple of years ago. So what was your first job, where you was able to cop the sneakers?
Okay, so here's the Jordan story. So those olive green nines was like the last pair of Jordans that I bought up until recently.
Mm-hmm.
Within the last 5 years, because I was just looking at Jordan like they just keep giving us the same thing over and over and over again. So I really was anti-Jordan for a long, long time. Like I said, my focus was Reeboks. I went through a Puma phase, New Balance, Adidas, anything, even some Air Maxes, but anything that was like everything was anti-Jordan until that picture that you posted, the top three OGs. I went to a store close to me. It was CMB Kicks. It was in South Orange, New Jersey at the time, but now they relocated back in Newark. And I saw them, and I'm like, I had to have them. What draws me to a sneaker is like a concept. So to see all of the colors mix and match and all the stuff, I had to have them. So at the time, I believe they were like $275, which was still rich for my blood. So I think that was about, they came out like 2016, 2017. So
16.
yeah, so I bought them, and then that's what got me back into Jordan ones.
Gotcha.
So
That was an interesting
um
too. Um, but oh, I mean, they cut you off. Was you still talking? I'm sorry.
no, it's okay, but I'm just thinking like, you know, I really did not like Jordans until like those came out, because it just seemed like, like you were talking about those 13s, like you just, it's like you lose enthusiasm when there's lack of creativity put into a sneaker. So it's just like, I've been there and done it, and I've seen your collection. Your collection is extensive, so you are in a position to say that, hey, this is my opinion. They're just not doing it for me.
Nah, I appreciate that. I feel the same way about your collection. What I was gonna say about the top threes was I was in the store, so I ran the release for them. It was a weird release because they came out on Monday, and it was the Monday after Thanksgiving in 2016, and they were in between a whole bunch of shoes. Like the black toe one had just came out earlier in the month. Um, the True Blue 3 had came out on Black Friday. Then that came out on Monday. And then that Saturday, the White, Black, and Red 9 had came out. And then the week after that, the Space Jam. So it was like I really had to make choices to kind of line my ducks up in a row to be able to, get all of them, because those are like all classics in a row. We don't really have that anymore because if you look at it, each year they're in less and less OGs. You know what I mean? It's less and less OG colorways. Like this year, off the top of my head, I think, okay, they came out with those low top 11s, the IE black and reds from '96.
Mm-hmm.
They came out with the neutral gray one. Is that it? Oh, those court purple ones.
No,
Technically,
they can't. I'm trying, but that was last year. I'm thinking about the 11 lows, the cream, the white, and the orange. Was that last year? Yeah, that was last year. Then they came back out with the blue and white ones, the sky blue
yeah.
ones.
But like, I'm talking about like OG from like when we was young, like had never came out. Like it's really just those black and red 11 lows and the neutral gray ones and those court purple ones that they made for women. That was a men's color in the 80s, but it's less and less OGs by the year, where before you used to really have a choice of, well, I miss those, I get the, like now it's like, well, shit, you got to get them, otherwise everything else
You
is gonna,
never see them again.
I feel like this year they brought back a bunch of desired retros like the Lightning 4s, the Raging Bull 5s.
The Carmines.
The Carmine was the other OG. I knew it was one that I forgot. Yeah, the Carmine was another. But yeah, it's less and less. But with those top threes, I appreciate that you love them so much, because I bought them thinking I was going to wear them a lot, and I've only worn them a few times in all of this time. But when I made that flyer, you kind of inspired me to pull them out. So after I get finished wearing all these Christmas shoes, that's gonna be one of the first shoes out
I haven't actually wore them in a while, but when I said I got my 275 worth out of them, let me tell you, I wore those every chance that I got. Every
yeah,
chance.
yeah, like I thought I was going. I was like, all right, this is gonna be the one that I really wear a lot and really break in. And it ended up being the Royals, because I ended up getting two pairs of Royals like
Mm-hmm.
later. But yeah, I'm gonna break those out when I wear them. I'm gonna shout you out, like shout out to Jeopardy Kicks. The picture of her in the mirror inspired me to wear these, so I'm gonna do that when I wear them. So, but yes, Julius, that's it. It's only been a few OGs. Everything else is new, or it's a retro that they brought back that people want. Like the Flint Gray 7, which they ruined. So, but all right. So, when did you start working, and where was your first?
Okay.
Oh, my bad.
My first real job is where I'm at currently. I work for the state of New Jersey for Children's Services. So
Woo! All the
it's
money.
not as cracked
Thank
up as it
God.
is. It's not all, trust me. But
Nah, I
you
feel
know, it does. It pays decent. But so that was my start. But in between that time, like I said, until then, it really wasn't the Jordan brand. It was like Nike's hand there, but it was Adidas. Like I believe what was that 2013 when the Jeremy Scotts came out, or 14. I was into that. Um, Puma suede, plain Pumas. That was a thing for me. Um, I even tried some different style Adidas, like some shoe type Adidas. New Balance was a big thing for me. The 574s, like it was no other style. It had to be the grade 574. That's it.
with the
And
3M shiny end.
yeah, that's it. And that's what I really rocked with up until recently. Um, and then, like I said, it started with the top OG3. I even branched out and got the Ultra Boost in 2017. Remember that was like a big thing with the NMDs and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
So that's when I really started getting back into trying to expand my collection.
I feel it. I remember when the NMDs and the Ultra Boosts and the Yeezys all came out like 2015. The store I was running at the time, I actually got in trouble because I put the shoes on the shelf like they were just regular shoes. And they were like, "You sold them too fast." And I'm like, "What do you mean I sold them too fast?" Then they're like, "We wanted them to be on shelves for people to see them, but I'm putting them on my Instagram like, hey, we got these NMDs, we got these Ultra Boosts, we got these, come get them." People was just buying them up. Like I missed that time when Adidas was hype because it made it easier to get the J's.
And now look, you could get NMD for like $55 now, which is
It's the
crazy.
new Roshi. It's the new Roshi.
Yeah,
You know,
they like
they
slippers.
yeah. I mean, I got a few. Actually, I have a few NMDs. The majority of them were like closeout buys where I found them at Marshalls or TJ Maxx or something. I do have
and,
the
and
big.
that's another place I got a lot of my heat from too. Since TJ Maxx Marshalls, they used to have all the Air Maxes. They had a couple of they had Jordans, but they was the Miguel Jordans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a little true flight action, a little Team Jordan shoe. Like these are probably a beast on the court, but I ain't wearing them in the streets.
Yeah, yeah. Or you wear them to take out your garbage, help with groceries or something. But
Yeah,
yeah, Marshalls and TJ Maxx were definitely a place where you could get you some decent kicks.
yeah. Like my first job was TJ Maxx, 1997. I mean, now that was when Tommy Nautica and Polo were like it. This is before the urban clothes really, at least where I was at, it's before the urban clothes really hit. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't really start seeing FUBU and Mecca and Fat Farm in Cleveland until like 97 going into 98. So it
Mm-hmm.
was about Tommy Nautica and Polo and like working at TJ Maxx where we had Tommy. I was killing it, man. I had every flag, crest, you know what I mean? Like I was
You're
killing
right,
it.
because you could hit up hit up Marshalls and TJ Maxx for some good. Now you go in there, it's trash.
Hey, I can't mess with TJ Maxx and Marshalls now. I mean, I know they're the same company, but they don't really ever had nothing past the extra large. I'm a two
Well,
X.
it depends on which ones you go to, but to be honest with you, since they've cut their contracts with Polo and all those other things, it's really not the same quality it used to be back then. Like they're like a hit or miss now. Back then it was a guarantee you get something out of there. Now it's like you got to peruse the racks a little bit and see if they stuck something in there and be like, oh, okay, let me grab this while it's not here anymore.
We'll see. So I've only been down here in North Carolina for about a year and a half. The other difference is like in Cleveland, I had my choice of two X's and three X's. I could just get them because it's like everybody who in Cleveland wears a medium or a large. So down here, it's like I'll be looking at a rack of clothes, and then like three other fat niggas that show up like, "Hey man, hold up," one dude looked me up and down and stepped in front of me like I've never seen that. Like so down here, the big sizes be like at a premium. I'm like, shit, you know what I mean? Like so I've
Well,
been
you
kind of
gotta ask them. You like pull one of the employees and like, hey, when your shipping date? Let me know so I could come in here at 10 o'clock and hit y'all up.
yeah, because the two X's, I mean, if I go to the Nike store, um, or Dick's, something like that, but you go there, a lot of times it'll be like the function. It won't be like the cool shit. It'll be just the shirt where it had a Nike swoosh right here, like you about to go work out, but it ain't like no nice shit. So,
But what I find here in the well, I can't really say New York because I don't shop over there because their sales tax is high. Over here, we don't pay sales tax on clothes and sneakers and stuff. There's sales
woo,
tax on like food and other stuff like that. But I find that like a lot of the places here that hit or miss unless you're going in there specifically looking for something. Like the Nike store, which is downtown Newark, they really don't. It's just stuff that you could order from like Foot Locker or anything like that. It's not no, oh, I remember these, or oh, let me get these before. It's just like it's Air 720s or the 270s or
actual functional shit.
yeah, like something
Like I'm gonna go running these, but I ain't rocking them.
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna front. I do have some 270s that I wear. I have a pair of 720s. I really wasn't feeling them like that because when I put my foot in them, it feels like it's something like a piece of plastic or metal underneath on the ball of your feet. I don't like that. I mean, the silhouette itself is cool, but I just didn't like the way it felt when I wear them.
Okay. Actually,
But
I'm
yeah,
720 heavy. I didn't really ever. They used to have them for the low, like a finish line and stuff, but I didn't really. I think by the time we moved down here, they had kind of stopped making them. But I respect the 270. I'm not hating on it. To me, it's the last new Nike silhouette runner that they had that wasn't a flop. Because all the
yeah,
new
but the 270s, I bought a pair. They were like the wolf red colorway, and I wore them to a concert, and they had my left ankle rocking. Like I don't know what. Yeah, it was no bueno for me.
ooh, okay.
So I still have them, but I rarely wear them. I have another pair of 270s that are like gray and pink that I will wear before I wear those other 270s.
Nah, I got you. Yeah, I just since we're talking about the newer running silhouettes, I feel like after the regular 270 in 2018, they came out with the 720 in 2019, and I liked it, but it was a flop because it was too expensive for most people. And last year, it's 2020, they had that 2090, which was like the new Air Max 90. It was a flop.
I wanted to get a pair of those, but I opted for the waffle ones. Now those they did like they didn't really do as well as they did, but I like those. They're very comfortable. They're stylish. You could put them with anything. Those are like a regular go-to sneakers that I wear. The waffle one.
And I'm gonna tell you this too, my feelings on the because everybody, for a minute, Vapor Maxes was hot, and I was on the train. I love the Flyknit Vapor Max, but to me, I hate the Vapor Max Plus. My wife has like 10 colorways of them, but it's keeping the Vapor Max alive. That Vapor Max Plus, you know.
Yeah, but the Vapor Maxes, you can't sneak up on nobody with them because it's like, you know, you cannot. I'm like, how do you fix that? You put some Crisco in between, or I mean, comfortability. The comfortability of the shoe is great, but that squeaking is so annoying.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know. They need to fix that.
yeah. Hopefully
But
they
then
will.
did you see that they're coming out with another silhouette? I think it's called the Scorpion or whatever. It looked like a cloud. I just seen it, I want to say yesterday. They're working on a new we like, nah, that's enough.
Even with the Joyride, like the Joyride was a good idea. It was comfortable as fuck, but they still like you got to make a shoe that's aesthetically pleasing and functional. Like you showed the Air Max 95. Now, obviously, that was back when we were young. That was 95. We was in high school, but you could run in that shoe. It was kind of heavy. I probably wouldn't really run in it, but you could run in it and it still look good. You can still wear it. You know what I mean? Like you can't do that with these new running shoes, man. You got to wear
No,
sweatpants.
and not even that. Like I said, for stability. I'm on the heavier side. I need something that my foot is not going to roll over, or when I finish, I'm going to have to soak in some Epsom salt. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
really difficult to find like a decent shoe that can support what you're doing. Even though they had different categories, if you're running or you a speed walker or you play football or anything like that, it's just still hard to find that match with the, like you said, the aesthetics and the stability.
Yeah. All right. So before we go to halftime, I do have to ask you, we from the same era. That makes me feel good, because everybody like, well, I'm 27 or I'm 28. And I'm like, all right. But back in the day, you was in high school or whatever, what were some of the brands that you was rocking with back in the day?
Clothing wise or shoes, clothing,
Both. Both.
okay, I'm going to be transparent. Like I said, I was on the heavier side, so it wasn't that much name brand. My mother was shopping at J.C. Penney's because that was the store that had my size. But jacket was Nautica, it was Tommy, it was Polo. Um, there's another brand. Oh my god. Oh, I remember I also had I don't know if they had these in Click Travel Foxes. That was a popular brand in our area. Eastlands, Timberlands definitely.
Travel
Reeboks.
Travel Fox took over when Triple Fat Goose went out, at least in Cleveland.
Yeah, so Travel Fox, I had a couple of pair of those. Eastlands, the Timberland, and that's really about it. Unless you was a girl, you were wearing those patent leather lace Oxfords, Doc Martens. That's if that was your style. But it was mostly that everybody was really wearing.
Yeah, now I'm suffering. Again, I should be glad because, after 40 years in Cleveland, being down here, it being 70 degrees on Christmas time, you know what I'm saying? It's like it should be cool, whatever. But I really miss wearing boots. Like, I got all these polo boots. You brought up the Docs. I actually have a few Docs, and dudes,
Oh, now you jog on my memory. Another popular brand was High-Tex. A lot of people had
ooh,
High-Tex.
combat boots.
Gore-Tex boots was really popular at the time. Vasquez boots was popular during that time. Like
Yeah.
now you jogging my memory.
Hey, it's that era, man. At the 90s, man, like, niggas try to recreate the 90s already, but they don't be doing it right. Like, I saw a nigga going to a 90s party. He had, a box, a high top fade, but he had it on with, like, the FUBU jersey. And I'm like, man, you mixing the eras, man. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, cross
What
colors.
doing
I see they came back out too. Cross colors was popular when I was in school. Um,
expensive as fuck, man. Woo. Carl could die too. They go to
yeah,
merry-go-round. Yeah.
with those big vests with the big old pockets on the.
Hey,
Oh yeah, Guess was popular.
yeah. See, I really, and again, I mean, we all had to grow up and be adults, but I really miss them days where I could spend my whole check in the store, good part of the check in the store. You know what I mean? Still living at home. It's like, well, I'm gonna have something to eat, somewhere to go, because I'm staying at home. But I miss them days sometimes because I'm like, now I got a budget. I got to figure out,
Yeah,
do I
you
really?
got to keep the lights on. You got to pay car insurance,
Yeah,
all that other stuff.
yeah. So, I miss those days. But, we'll jump to the halftime portion. The halftime is where I usually try to look at the comments and, we try to interact with the folks for a few minutes. I see we got a sneaker mess up in here. Shulius, QC, Kiki Cutie, Mount Raised. A lot of good folks. Love Jones, Real Big Al Kicks. What's up, y'all? Yeah. So I got to ask you during halftime, Tiffany, what's one shoe from back in the day that you don't have that you would have them bring back? My collection, I would cop that at retail. I might even pay over for it. I need it.
I forgot to discuss this. I was really heavy into dunks from like 2000 to 2005. And I the pair that I had that I ran down to the ground, I had the Yoda dunks. I had the Yoda dunks. Yes, I had the Yoda
The
dunks.
Jedi.
I had the Yoda dunks and I just wore them down because I didn't have foresight to know that they would be worth $1,000 today. Like I had a lot of dunks. I had the black suede gum sole dunks. I had the unstussy dunks, you know, that
Ooh.
brown and pink colorway, but it wasn't the Stussy. Um, I had a pair of high top, I think it was blue patent leather with orange and the white check. I had a
Ooh.
all black pair of dunks, and back then they wasn't at those were the only that was the only SB I had. I had regular dunks, and back then I used to go to New York to the store. I don't think it was VIM, but it was another sneaker store where they would have those tables, and it was just racks and racks and racks of dunks, and you could get them for like 59, $69, and I just was ODing on the dunks. Another pair that I really wanted was the splatter dunks. I wanted those. The car, I can't pronounce it. The Kari dunks I wanted. The Supreme dunks I wanted. And back then they were $700. The Supreme high dunks with the orange with the stars, those was like 700 back then. I even seen a pair on the reseller page, a pair that I had, a camo pair of dunks that I had. I paid no more than $70 for them. They want $299 for them.
Yeah, like people ask me about dunks. Before I started working for Converse and the Chucks surpassed it, dunks were the one silhouette that I had the most of like one shoe.
Me too.
All of my dunks are old, like what you're talking about. Like I only have two pairs of new dunks in my collection. But I'm with you on that. Like of all the dunks I have, probably 50 to 60% of them I paid less than $50 for because they were just that available.
Because they was good, they was giving them away. It was that orange and brown ever, that orange and brown box ever. They were just giving them away. They just was
But
there. And if, like I said, if I had foresight to know that those were going to be how much they are now, I would have kept all my sneakers because some of them I threw away and some of them I gave away.
yeah, like the last time, like I wore my Jedi's, the Yodas as you call them. I wore them earlier this year, and a nigga offered me $100 for the laces. He messaged me talking about, you know, I had them green
That's
laces.
an insult. I'd have been like, you are insulting me right now. Like you gotta go.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, I'm with you though. I mean, and it's the same thing with Jordan ones. I never thought that some of these shoes that, you know, us being older, we would just see and they would just be there, you know, that they would be like, I'm not gonna say unattainable, but like, nigga, do I really want to pay $4 or $5, $1,000 for this
For
shoe that
something that I paid $60 for back then. Exactly.
yeah, because again, like I'll see, and I'm sure everybody in the comments does it too. I'll see shit that I have, and I'll see like the price, and I'm like, never. If a nigga came right now, like, yeah, I'm gonna get you set, you know, yeah, you can get them. Fuck it, you know. Some shit I won't
No,
touch,
you know
but
what?
some shit,
Now that I'm really into it, a lot of the things I can't part with because it's so difficult to get them. Like I'm in the process right now to, you know, get my money right so I can move, so I can have somewhere to put my sneakers. Like my bedroom is getting small right
I,
now.
I feel it. I feel it. And shit is so bad, man. I done took over my side of the garage. It's just number of sneakers. I can't even park the
You
damn
in the
thing.
garage? That's bad.
Garage. We got a walk-in closet. It's another. It's ill, man. It's ill. You
But
know.
if you in the garage, make sure you got that insurance on them. So, you know, in the event something happen, you at least should be compensated. I know it's not like having that shoe that you know, you kept on so long, but at least if you have your insurance, you'll be able to be compensated and you could probably find it again, hopefully, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm working on too. I need to put some insurance on some of my shoes.
Well, yeah, yeah. It's something I was able to include, and you know, it's a part of
And yeah, at
it's a part
home,
of my
that's
home
good.
insurance, fortunately. But I'm gonna say this though, a lot of that shit out there, a lot of it is thrifted or it didn't have a box. Like that shit out there is, I ain't gonna say it's the lowest rung, but it's the shit I care about probably the least. And I keep all my Converse out there. It's not like I don't care about them, but I mean, you know, most of those shoes can't
I
come.
get what you're saying. You like I keep
Yeah,
what I love close to
here.
my heart, right? Is that what you
Yeah,
say?
this shit isn't here. But yeah, it's I was able to include, you know, some of that on my homeowner's insurance. You know what I mean?
That's good.
Just that. But I'll be honest with you. You know, I don't want to jinx myself. I don't want anything to happen to my sneakers, but If something happened where I had to start over, I don't think I would. I would have shoes, but it would never be like the way it is. It would just be over with for me.
No, I don't know. It's difficult.
It would be
Like
like
I'll show you some of the stuff that I put out, to show on the side. Like these right here, like these.
those the
I
Safari Chris.
Yes,
Shit.
these the first ones that came out in 2017. So the story behind these, I saw them. They were on the sneakers app, and I shop at Nordstrom a lot. So Nordstrom has a partnership with Nike. So I saw these on the website, and when 10 o'clock come, that's it. Before when this with the box and everything. So I said, you know what? Let me call and see if somebody has them in the store. So I called customer service, and they said, oh, they have a pair in Chicago. I'm like, hook me up to Chicago. So the Chicago Nordstrom called me, confirmed, and said that they had them, and I had to get them. They was a grip. I think this is one of my most expensive sneakers. I paid
Oh, man.
four for these.
Woo!
I paid four for these, and as you could tell, look, I wore ain't even no Nike sign in there. Like I wear my sneakers. Like
I appreciate
I
that.
don't know. I don't know if I could part with these. Like I even recently took them to get repaired because this is like it's layered, and they glued it back. But these right here, these my babies. Like
Woo!
I'm almost about to share tip because like
And
these my babies. Like this is like how I knew like I really want to be into the sneaker community when I jumped out the window and got these.
yeah, I'm
And they what's up? So they came back out with a blue polar blue pair, like the check right here is polar blue, but they jerked me because I wanted to get the gold pair. They had a gold pair that came out like the following year, and I stayed up till like 4 o'clock in the morning on the Nordstrom site. I had them in the bag and everything. They sent me an email saying, "Oh, we sold out. Here's a $40 credit." When I say I was crushed, I was so crushed. Oh my God. You don't even understand. I was crushed.
all right, well, you done brought us right into quarter number 3. I mean, that was a hell of a halftime show there showing those fucking $400 airbags to Tiffany. I wasn't ready for that. You know what I mean? I wasn't ready. But it's cool. Uh, so now, third quarter is sneaker present. We've already started with sneaker present, showing here.
Okay, I got some over here. One of them just dropped on the floor. But I can show
Show us.
you some recent purchase. Okay, I'll start with these. Like I just got these recently. And I like these. They kind of big. They run big, which I didn't know, but they like becoming my beta sneaker. Like there's some shoes I'll keep by the door, like and when I get ready to run out of, I'll just throw these on. Yeah, I see you turning your face, so you really don't like these.
I'm going to just say the Jordan 6 is the reason why I'm into sneakers. No matter
Oh,
what
okay.
how a shoe is, I'll look at a 6. My wife is on here in the comments, or she at least joined. She can attest to that. Like, I'll look at a 6 over any other Jordan. I'll be like, I don't like them taking colorways from other Jordans. And well, you know what? I shouldn't even say that. I just don't like that. Like, I didn't like the hair either. You know what I mean? It's a 6.
And to be honest with this, my first six. Like this,
Okay.
my first pair of sixes. So I kind of like these. I would definitely buy like another 6 colorway if they come out. Like like if I had the money, I would definitely invest in the Travis Scotts. I would get those, but they're really a comfortable shoe. I was really surprised by them. And I know it's the 7 colorway, but I just,
That's my.
I like them.
I'm a little protective of that colorway because that's my favorite 7. If I didn't have the 7s, I would rock out with those. And I ain't hating on anybody who like them. I see Sneaker Mess, one of her favorite pickups. You know, a lot of people really like them. QC Kiki Cutie.
Okay,
I love to see. You know what
okay,
I'm saying?
speaking of dunks, I got some the Georgetown. I actually hit on sneakers on these, and I'll do a little. Let's do a little segue about sneakers app. A lot of people hate the sneakers app, but I could tell you what I hate. I do not like Foot Locker, Champ, East Bay. I never, ever, ever hit on those. Never hit on those. I see other people they hit on those. I've hit on sneakers app more than I've hit on all those apps combined.
Well, I'm gonna just say, as a former Foot Locker manager, nobody likes the new FLX app. The way the app was, it was easier to win when it was just the VIP rewards. The way it is now is garbage, and it's the worst of any of the chain store things to use. Um, I don't hate the sneakers app like a lot of people. I mean, I've taken some hard L's. You know, we're going to talk about that in a minute. You know, but yeah, I don't hate it. I hate the confirmed app. Soyena, she's in the comments. Soyena won. There's no reason for them to wait 3 or 4 fucking hours to tell you if you won the shoe or
To
not.
tell you ain't got it,
Oh,
I feel you on that.
oh man.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
speaking of Adidas, this was my latest pickup. I actually found these in a sneaker boutique close to me. Is 908 Sneaker. I actually went on Adidas when they did the restock of all the A to ZX. So I have a few of those. I have the the concept ones with the silver, red, and white. I have the Legos A to ZX. And when I went to get the concept ones and these, they ran out of these. So when I seen that they posted these, I went up there, I called them, I said I'm on my way to go get these. And I actually got them for under retail and they were brand new. So originally these were 140. I got them for 125, which
nice.
I feel like is a steal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No,
Um, my other sneaker dropped, but I also have these. These are the Golf Air Max 97s. Um, I've shown these before. They're kind of like my favorite too. So when you go, I don't know if you see it says good luck on the bottom, but you could take this off. But I feel like this makes the shoe. So I wear these one, and it's kind of like an ode to the Sean Weatherspoon since I showed those. Like the Sean Weatherspoon Air Max 97. This is actually corduroy.
nice. I like how with the 97 golf, you can still wear it, like, with some of them Jordan golf shoes, you got the little shits on the bottom.
No, but you know the difference is with the 97, even though this is for golf, you can wear this outside. The fours and the Jordan ones, those are actually rivets that you have to put in and take out.
Yeah.
So that was actually another driving factor for me to buy these, besides them being really cute.
Yeah, because like my silver bullets are from 2006. They're from the history of Air Pack, so it's only a matter of time before they crumble.
I
So
heard they're coming back with those next year.
yeah, they may, and you know how that's gonna go. It's gonna be just like how the neons were last year, where a bunch of people who didn't fuck with it now, and they're gonna sell out. I'm gonna try to get the silver bullet golf version because they don't really go for that much, and they're probably a little more sturdy. So I think I'm gonna do that. You showing that?
All right, wait a minute. Let me get my shoe that I dropped. 1 second.
We're about to eat.
Oh, let me get these two while I'm at. 1 second.
Just finish it.
That's what I'm trying to do. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. So I wanted to be a little different. I have these. I know they're not, but the story behind these, they kept popping up on my Instagram feed. Like
Hard.
powers that be been listening. And I actually got these for like 10% off. So they were like $70. But I have yet to wear them because I need like a green shirt. But I thought these were pretty cool.
No, that gum bottom. I mean, gum from our era. That makes the shoe, and I'm all about. I love all brands. Saucony, New Balance, of course, Nike, Adidas, Puma, Converse. I have some British Knights in the.
I have, cause I have a love-hate relationship with Converse because, first of all, you disrespectful for charging almost $100 for canvas Converses. Like that's a little ridiculous to me. You remember there was days you could go to Marshalls, anywhere the most you was paying for Converses was $30, if that.
I can, since I work for them, I can tell you why.
I know you can't say anything, but I can.
I'll tell you. So basically, well, for one, we can start with, Converse is a Nike company. So that's that already. That already makes it different. The regular Chucks are $60, but the Chuck 70 is $85. And anytime they do a collab, they do add, money to that. But I agree with you. The more expensive Chucks have like a thicker insole, so they feel like a sneaker. There is thicker canvas, so it's durable. It's 12 ounces.
I get that, but the canvas, come on now.
Thicker. It's damn near like
I do, but you know what? I do have some Converses that I like. Like I have a leather pair, high top, and they have shingles on the top, like a leather jacket. And I did pay a lot for those because it was leather. So I get the price point for those because it's not a canvas shoe, it's leather. And it has a decoration on top. So I can't all the way be mad at them, but somebody said Pinky Toe be screaming.
Yeah, it's just, and again,
you partial, so you really can't. And I respect that.
I mean, again, once I had to really get educated on the way Converse is 2021 as opposed to how it was, because when I first started working in shoe stores, Nike didn't even own Converse yet, and you can get a pair of Chucks for $28. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
We're from that era, so I get it. There's people that, all the time, like, fuck these shoes, $85 for it, bro. Like, I hear that shit all the time. So it ain't nothing, I'm glad to talk about it here on this show, because I don't know, Nike could be watching, but they probably ain't. So
well, listen, whoever listening, this man did not slander Nike or Converse. That's me. I'm not an employee. Let this man live, okay? But all right. This is my next one. The Sakai Mid. A lot of people don't like these. People, you know what? People have a lot of mid slander, and I don't like that. Like, I feel like a shoe is a shoe. Like, all right, for example, like, I have these. So, people like, oh, it's a high. I should have bought a mid out. And I got a bunch of them. But the only difference between a high and a mid is this right here. 1, 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same shoe. It's the same shoe.
The leather be better.
It's the same shoe. It's the same shoe.
Man, you can't tell me the leather is the same. The leather be different.
The same shoe.
All right. I made a status a little while back on the shoe game, and the shoegame.com reposted it, where I was like, if you've been in the Jordan 1s before 2008, you don't mind mids. I don't mind mids, but I will say sometimes the quality isn't as good as a high, depending on the colorway. They give mids good leather when they want to, but it is generally the same shoe. Yes, it is.
It's the same shoe, and it's a $100 difference that you're paying for the shoe. Like, I have the Hyper Royal mids. I'm not going for the Royal highs. If I have the mids, I'm just going to be honest with you. That's all honesty. It's the same shoe to me. It's just that you're looking at a $200 difference in two eyelids. That's how I look at it. And not even that. A lot of the mids that they come out with, they're for us. A lot of the mids that they have come out with in the past couple of years have been for women, and they've been colorways to me. Like on the 30th, besides the patent leather reds that's coming out, they have a pomegranate mid that's coming out for women that's also patent leather and that has the metallic red. Like, a lot of people are going for those.
I thought they were just for everybody. I didn't know they was just for y'all.
It says women.
Okay. I was doing.
No, I'm just saying, but I just don't like the mid-slander, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm respectful of that, but it doesn't make sense to me. Whatever you like is what you like, and that's the core. Everybody that's on this page, that probably what you like is what you like. So
Yeah.
I don't feel like, you know, you say, oh, mids or whatever, they belong in the garbage. It might be a shoe like some people are Kyrie fans. I'll be like, oh, that shoe is garbage. You need to put it in the garbage. Like, I'm not going to say that because that's what you like. So
Yeah.
I'm just here to be like, stop the mid slander.
Well, I've never been one. I mean, if my Jordan closet wasn't in the middle of an avalanche right now, I'd show you some of the mids I have because I have mids as well. I'm not a mid hater, but sometimes the quality can be varying. That's all I'm saying. That's the only slander, if that's even slander, that I have.
And I can respect that, but you got people that go out their way to be like,
Absolutely. I mean, because at the end of the day, and I think what you're saying is how I look. It's still a Jordan 1. It's a Jordan 1. Like, I don't really like lows. My feet are big and I'm short, so I don't really wear a lot of lows. But
I wear lows. I wear high, mids, and lows. It don't even matter. If it's a colorway that I like, I'm going to wear it.
now I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like. I shouldn't say I don't like. I don't really rock with mid forces the way I used to. They've got to be a crazy colorway.
And you know what? When we were coming up, that was the thing. Mid forces was a thing. Either you had the lows or the mids. Like, a lot of people ain't rock with the highs back then. They rock with the mids and the lows.
Yeah, to me, it was the mids first. It was like you got the lows because you couldn't get the mids. Now everybody just wants. Yeah,
I agree.
But I don't really like mid dunks, and I have a big regret with that because social status had the chocolate milk and the strawberry milk. Like, I definitely should have got both of those, but I was on some old, man, it's a mid dunk. I don't like the strap. OG dunks didn't have no strap, and I regret it now because I'm like, I mean, you got all them dunks from back in the day. There wasn't no mid dunks back then. If that would have been a low dunk or even a high dunk, I'd have been all over that.
But that definitely was a dope collab for the year. I'm going to be honest, I slept on those, and
I really regret
maybe in the future I could go back and get them, but I definitely slept on that.
Yeah, but yeah, I definitely I don't mind. And I don't mind, like, I still have mids in my collection of both. I even have a few mid dunks that just the colorway was just too good. But I do feel myself either going from a low to a high. You did make a good point, too. The majority of the better mids are for y'all. Like, there was a Dutch green one with, like, pink laces. My wife got them. I wanted them bitches bad, and I can't do a women's 12 Jordan 1. It has to be a women's 13. Y'all usually don't go up that high. So
well, I've been seeing like they do go up that high. Like, I've seen some. I mean, it's rare, but they go up that high because they know what they're doing. They're doing gender exclusivity. It's like whatever, whoever wants to wear them can wear them, and that's a good thing because I feel like nobody should be slighted from a shoe, regardless of your sex or your gender or however you're identifying.
Well, I do have some sneaker present questions for you.
No problem.
So in your area, for actually going in person, because you have to do a lot of online stuff with the sneakers now. Where was your go-to back in the day, and where is your go-to place now, or is there
one? Shoot. Back in the day, was like Foot Locker, Champs, Foot Action. There was a local store where I lived at. It's no longer there. It was a store called Morley's. It was located in downtown Jersey City. They had some pretty decent sneakers. Or you would go to New York. New York was where it was at.
Okay.
But now it's mostly online. I try to peruse a couple of stores. I found that there's a Foot Locker in Shore Hills Mall, which is not too far from me. They usually have some stuff like those denim Air Force Ones you were talking about. I actually bought those there.
Nice.
It depends. Like, there's a couple of stores up the street from me. There's Snipes, a couple of other boutiques that are okay. But most of the time, my shopping comes from online.
Got you.
Let me see. What have I bought in person? None of these. Oh, this is the only one that I bought in person. And you know where I found these? TJ Maxx. They were $29. These are the only sneakers I can say I bought in person recently. No, besides those denim Air Force ones you saw, those are the only ones that I bought in person. Everything that I've showed you, I purchased online.
Okay. Okay.
But it's more of a like a hide and go seek thing because you could go to some Foot Lockers and they have nothing.
Nothing.
No, well, I'm not gonna say nothing. It's nothing that I like.
Nothing.
But there's still some other Foot Lockers I have to go to. They just built a mall recently by the Giant Stadium. It's an American Dream mall. They, from what I hear, they have a decent Foot Locker in there. So I have yet to go in there, but I'm a little excited to go in there and see what they have. And that's really about it. Cause I
Okay.
go to the Snipes by my house. They don't really have like their women's section is very small, and what they offer in the men's section is not very impressive. They still have those CB4s, the gray and the white ones. They still got those up tempo Air Maxes, the Georgetown colorway. Um,
Yeah.
that's it. I mean, oh, and let me stop. There's Woodstack. That's a store that's in the tri-state area. They have a location in Newark, but I know that they have a couple of locations in New York. They're based out of New York, but they have a location in Newark. They usually have some okay stuff in there too.
Got you. Now, what is because like we don't really have one in Cleveland, but it's sort of like how people say Harlem has the white Air Force One or Detroit has the top 10. What's the jersey? What's the shoe for y'all area? Like, what's the issue for everybody? Or is there one? 95s. Okay.
90 Air Maxes. If Air Forces had a good run, but like when these come out, everybody got a pair on. Everybody, or the 9.7s. Any Air Maxes were really popular in my area.
Okay. All right. So since you know, you're definitely in this life that we all chose in the comments, and me and you here. What's been the hardest L that you've taken since you've been in this?
That gold Air
Oh,
Max I told you about.
got you.
What else? I'm trying to think. Because I'm trying to be strength based. That's what we say I draw. I don't take them as L's, I take them as lessons.
All right. Fair.
But a lot of the sneakers, I feel like if it's meant for me to have, I'm gonna have them. An example is those satin snake Air Force ones that came out 2020, the red with the the satin and the tongue and the snakeskin back. I wanted those so bad, and I entered all those, including Foot Locker and all those others. I entered all types of raffles, couldn't get them. So, shout out to Retro Rico. He had what do you call it? He had a raffle one day, and he was raffling those. And I was like, you know what? I'll do it. And I was sitting in the car waiting for some food, and I won them. I was so excited. So I got those. I'm trying to think what else did I take a L on that I really wanted.
Taking some tough
I
L's this year.
really I really don't focus on that like anymore because like I said, if it's meant for me to have them, I'll have them. I also use eBay as a to place to look for some sneakers that I previously wanted, but I wasn't able to get them. Another website that I use is Bait. Bait has some sneakers that are currently popular, and a lot of people don't shop on that site. So, or what else? And based in UK, I've gotten some sneakers from there. Um, and also, I'm a member of Soul Savvy. I know some people they're
Oh,
not willing to spend their money with Soul Savvy, but The part with Soul Savvy, they have a Slack compartment, and it's kind of like it's straight to card. It's not a bot. It's straight to card. So whatever comes out, they give you a notification from different websites like Undefeated, Packer, Renards, what's another website? Some Canadian websites, but you know, with Canada, they can't ship certain Nike and Jordan products. But if you want something else, you could get those. And also with Soul Savvy, they have a shoe department that you could go on there, and they have some, you know, up to date sneakers that if you want, you can buy them. Like right now, they have the Fire Red Fives, they have the Georgetown threes, the Fire Red threes. They have some Yeezy Quantums on there. They got the New Balance, some 327s on there. So I that's how I was able to get those Air Max 95s. They offered you know, they offered them, and they said it was going to take like 3 or 4 weeks. I'm like, I don't care. I'll just give them to me, and that's how I got those.
Okay.
So some people aren't willing to pay that money, but I knew getting into the sneaker community and working on, you know, building myself as a content creator, I was going to need something like that to, you know, help me with latest releases and, you know, just information in general.
Okay. No, that's fair. You know, I wasn't supposed to ask your age. You willingly gave it, but I do have to ask, what size do you wear in shoes?
I wear 8.5 in men, 10 women.
Oh man. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, some people say it's little, but no. Little is when I could go to the store and spend $80 on these. That's little.
Now I know. I mean, my wife wears that size. That is a tough size, especially women's only pairs. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to get it. You can't like I can wait certain shit out. Like oh that should get on sale. Nobody care about that. But y'all, it'll be like any
Yeah, if you don't jump on it, or
it's limited.
I'm not gonna lie, I have size down. I have the Melody and Sonny Cherry pair. They came out on Hibbit, and they didn't have a 10. They came out with a 10 the next day, and I couldn't change my order because they're super fast. So I kept them.
Nah, I used to actually manage for Hibbit. It's fast because a lot of that shit we just send it right out UPS from the store. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like as soon as you hit buy and they confirm that you bought them, they'll be at your house in like 2 to 3 days. I appreciate them for that.
Yeah, it was. It was kind of tough to do at first because it's like man, it's busy as fucking here, and I got to take these other pairs. But as a customer, not working for them now, they have come through a couple times for me. You know what I'm saying? Being on both sides, but yeah, that women's 10 is a tough nugget. So, props to you for still being able to cop. You know what I'm saying through that because again, my wife she'd be like, nah, I can't wait. I got to get these now if I'm gonna have them.
Yeah,
So
you got to jump on it. And the
you know,
only size of the left is like the small people's like a 4.5, 5, and 6.
yeah.
Those are the sizes that are always left.
You know, because I feel like they're doing more and more, you know, as they probably should have been, you know, more and more women's releases, which is good. I do feel like some people, I don't know if you feel this way. I feel like a few people I know kind of feel like the extended releases were better than just the women's pairs because you know the extended grade school sizes were cheaper. You know what I mean? So
They were.
you know, but I'm glad that they're really giving y'all you know, just do because they did women's Jordans in the past, but in the 2000s they ain't really doing them right. They're actually doing a lot better now. So props.
Well, I see there's a lot of inclusivity with women in general. A lot of the brands are recognizing that, you know, we're here. We're also into sneakers, you know? And, you know, I'm glad that they've leaned on a couple of designers like Aleli May, Melody Asani. I can't name some other women, but I see that there are a lot of influencers. Some of that I follow that they welcome their arms to, and taking in their input into being inclusive to women, because I'm gonna be honest, Like I watched some of these sneaker battles. Look, there go one right there. Cameron won to Danny. Her collection is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Like it's a lot of women's collections that are smashed down some of these men collections. Like really.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I want to. I've done some sneaker battles. I've won every one I've been in, but I really want to do more of them. And it's not like I was like, yeah, I want to battle girls or whatever, but I'm always more intrigued by how you all approach the sneaker game because it kind of reminds me of how it was back when you was getting all them dunks. It's a lot more pure the way you all do it. So, um, you know, and y'all get better colorways than us anyway. Soles and things.
You think so? But for a long
Absolutely.
time, we had to buy what you know, what was offered for the men.
I
You
mean, true,
know,
but like I'll just say for Air Maxes and Nike runners specifically, y'all get better colors. Some of y'all Jordan releases are really, really good. Like,
I can say like the mint green colorway that came out was bomb. You know what I like too? Those women's sixes, the six rings ones. A lot of people ain't really mess with them like that, but I
oh, with
think I might have to go. Huh?
the ones with the gold hoops on them.
Yes.
Yeah,
A lot of people ain't jumping on that. I'm gonna have to go back and try to find those.
yeah, they don't really. They went, but I feel like they're still around if you look hard enough. And now that I know that you need them, I'll definitely be on the lookout for you.
Okay.
You
But
know,
yeah, I think it's a lot of more inclusivity. And I'm gonna be honest, I just started my page, you know, whenever like a lot of people did during the pandemic, but I wasn't even cognizant of the sneaker community the way it is, you know. Like I'm gonna be honest, like Cameron Wonder was one of the first people that I started following on my personal page. Like I was following, you know, sneaker news pages and stuff like that, but you know, she was one of the first people I started following. Um, the Lace Flower, another person I actually met in person at the sneaker exhibit. One of the first pages, and then what I did was I did a test run. I took some pictures on my personal page. I had found a pair of Air Max 90 wheat in a Nordstrom rack for $40. The suede, like that, I if I'd have had to call somebody to or borrow $40, like they had to come home with me. So I just took some pictures as a test run to see, you know, the reception I would get, and it was pretty good. So I was like, you know what? Let me just start a page, and I started in June of 2020, and here I am now.
gotcha.
Oh yeah, true. And me and Danny from the same hood.
No wonder one of my best guests I've had on here. So I definitely enjoyed talking to her. You know, we all from that same era. That 80s, 90s. So definitely good times. So now we'll jump to the fourth quarter, which is sneaker future. And the first question I always usually ask in that is, what direction do you see your collection going in the future?
For next year, I think I'm going to ease up on the joints unless it's something that I actually like. Oh, I gotta have, but I'm going to start focusing on other brands. Like I do have some Reeboks, but I don't have that many. I do want the Fusion ones that came out, the Insta Pump ZX. I want a pair of those. Um, I'm going to look into some Sauconys. I see that those what is that? What was it called? The food ones?
Food fight? Yeah.
Food fight. I want a pair of those. I need to get back into Pumas. So I'm gonna start off with the suede pair. A pair of Pumas that I really, really love that I had to get. It was the Basket Love Pumas where it was, you know, for women they had that silk ribbon lace, and then they had another lace. Like those are absolute pair that I really loved. I also had a pair of the Callies back in the day but they had straps, like Velcro straps. Also getting back into Adidas. I just want to start delving back into those other brands that, you know, brought me to where I am today. Like, there's nothing wrong with Nike. You know, I have a ton of Nikes in my room. But I'm going to start delving back into those other brands that, that, like I said, brought me to where I am now.
Okay. Okay.
Also, I'm going to be consistent with posting on here as well and making content to have other people like yourself and others in the sneaker community to interact more. Um, I'm looking to do something to reach out to those that they're into sneakers, but they're not like you and I with a page and constantly updating with posts with sneakers and stuff like that. So I'm looking to do something like that, and also something in like something with some weekly content or something like that, because I realized that consistency it is the key on here, and I've been consistent but not like a weekly consistent, like damn she hitting up for something every week. So like right now, like the last picture I took, which was the challenge from Frat Greedy Cat. Shout out to him. The five sneakers for retail, which I put a post on. Some of them I showed over here. So the hashtag is to show some of the sneakers that you were able to get for retail. So I just did a post for that, and then I posted what did I post? Oh, for Christmas when I wore sneakers mess sweatshirt. Shout out to her, and I had my Panda Dunk highs on. So I'm just looking to be more consistent in 2022.
Okay. Nah, I feel it. I feel it. All right. What's Jeopardy Kick's holy grail? That sneaker that you haven't been able to touch, but that you just you
Cool, and
needed.
I can afford. There's a few of them. I'm gonna be honest. I want to pay a cool cost just because he's independent and he from around the way. You got to support the people from your hometown, and also the core fours, KAWS fours. Um, I know I can't afford those, but another thing, like he's another person from Jersey City that was really well known and out here in the creative community. So those would be a grail. Um, a off-white Jordan would be a grail. Most specifically, the fours that came out in 2020. Um, but what I've been noticing, like some of the people that I follow, since his passing, may God rest his soul, some of them haven't really been jacking up the prices since his death, because people they capitalize on other people's death. So some of the people that I follow that do resale, they haven't really increased the price of his sneakers. So that's also another grail that I would be interested in.
Yeah. With Virgil passing, it sort of reminded me of when Kobe passed, how regular ass Kobe's were going for.
No, they was disrespectful with them. Remember those Adidas he came out with that looked like the toaster? Like they were trying to sell those for $500. Like, dude, those are just like $80. Like, don't do that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, every pair of Adidas Kobe's I own came from an outlet or a thrift store. So to see some of those same shoes going for hundreds or thousands of dollars is crazy. But I'll just say now, most of his shoes have kind of come back down, and the ones that were expensive when he was living. And I feel that way, kind of with Virgil a lot sooner, where, all right, we know the Jordans is going to be high, but certain other off-whites aren't. So, the two is going to always be high because it came out right after or right before he passed. But,
Mm-hmm.
Chicago one has always been expensive.
Yeah, they now those are the ones that specifically went up. I do have a pair or two pair of off whites. I have the the Kyga ones. I have those, and I forget the other name of the other ones. But I have those. Those went up slightly, but not as much as those Jordan ones. The Jordan ones went from like $2,000 to $5,000, $7,000, like that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I understand it was a sought after shoe, but come on.
Yeah.
Like at this point, you are taking advantage of people, and
Yeah.
I don't like that. And I understand that in the reseller game, you have to make a profit off your product. I totally understand that, and I understand, the lengths that you have to go through to get shoes. You enter multiple raffles, or you may know staff people at certain stores. I understand the hustle of that, but don't take advantage of your customers, because the point of being a reseller is to have people that constantly, come to you for, those releases that they want. So I think as a reseller, raising the prices of a certain shoe, you're scaring off your customer base. And that's the purpose of you being a reseller, to have a consistent customer base to, keep your business going.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I have the Off-White Vapor Street. I only have it because I found it at a Nike outlet, because they had a bunch of, it's technically a women's shoe, but they had a bunch of women's 13s and 14s, which is kind of like my size. So um, they went up a little bit too, like those Tigers, but they're kind of like the same, where it's a running shoe that was an Off-White shoe, but it's not that. So I feel you on that, and I feel you on the reselling. A lot of the resale is just greed, and I don't know when, but I really believe that the shoe bubble is going to pop, and it's just going to be about the love and the culture again. There's always going to be people trying to capitalize on our love for shoes, but something to happen. If the market.
Yeah, but you know what? We're seeing that now, because there was a time you couldn't go in the store and there were no Jordans. It was just Team Jordan.
Yeah.
Now you go into the store, you can see regular ones, you can see, like, I've seen these in the store, like they're there. So it's starting to come down.
Mm-hmm. The Dunks too.
Yeah, I agree. The Dunks, the Yeezys. There was one point you couldn't even catch a Yeezy in the store. Now I done seen the Quantas in the store. I've seen the oh god, the 700s in the store. Like, things are becoming more copable again.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I agree. I agree. So, what is on your radar next? Like, what's that next shoe you're trying to?
Those breads. But I already know, because right now I'm paying some bills. I'm going to have to catch that on the resale. I already know. Because I like patent leather. Like, a lot of people don't. I'm a patent leather fan. Like, really. What else? Like I said, some things that I missed out on, I'm going to focus on going back to get. I'm trying to think of another pair that I really want besides those. It's the Fury Pump. Um, just those right now. Oh, the Tearaway Air Max 98. Remember those they come white, and then you tear away the Air Forces that came out early in the summer. They have
Mhm.
a Air Max 98 pair that I've been keeping my eye on. It's really low key, because the website I go on, like, it's full size run. Like, nobody's really fucking with them.
So it's the Air Max 98. That's tearaway. If you remember, send me a picture of those, because honest to God, like, Air Max 98 is my favorite Air Max. Everybody
Really?
90, but yeah, I love the 98. And I was just searching for pairs I didn't have maybe about 2 or 3 hours ago.
Yeah, but like I said, I want to still complete the 95, the colors of those. Um, I don't know. There is it's so many options and so many avenues you could really take to really, go back and start increasing your collection. Um, that's really about it. Oh, I do want the Swarovski Adidas, but I feel like the price that they had for those, like, it didn't really match what was on the sneaker. Like, it's not like, it wasn't like this. It was just the Superstar, and there was only like a few. It wasn't like laced like that. So yeah, I think they wanted like 150 for those, but I don't feel like it was worth 150. They should have been like 120, maybe 100.
Now, you didn't fuck with them Swarovski forces? How your face at it
First of
all?
all, I'm all for a concept sneaker. Like, I really like concept shoes, but it really wasn't up my alley. And then once you take off the lattice or whatever it is with the wrench, You really could have got that custom, like a good customizer could have made them for you, like real talk.
Okay, that's fair. I haven't seen anybody yet who did, but they still sold out. That's why I'm like, well, somebody had to buy them bitches. But
That's just like those Como de Garçon phone posits. Why are they $500
yeah, now I'm with
for
you.
something that looks like a fingerprint? And I'm not knocking those for people that love phone posit. There's people that strictly phone posit heads. I can respect that, but $500, like the price point, like you just paying for the name, just like those Prada superstars. They want $600 for those.
Just for the little product on the side, it looked like a regular shell toe.
You could have went to a customizer and they could have put Prada on. That's what that's what people was doing back in the day. They get a bootleg Gucci bag, bootleg Louis Vuitton bag, put on the swoosh. There you go.
Yeah, quite a time. I remember that. Remember people had the Gucci swoosh and the Gucci Jordan 11 back in like 2001, 2000. I remember that.
Oh, I done missed all these comments. Jesus. We really been talking.
Yeah. Look, I guess my last question for you would be: do you have any questions for me?
Um, I think you pretty much answered it when we talked about the insurance. Like, yeah, like every day I'll be looking at you. Like when you post, I'll be like, damn, his collection is wow. Like, so do you have anything that you're looking forward to? And would you? Oh, okay. And then another question is, do you have any independent designer sneakers?
To answer your first question, the only thing I'm really looking forward to that hasn't come out yet, I really need both the black, white, and blue Penny One retro. My pair is from 2010. They're still in good shape, but still more than 10 years old, so anything can happen. And I need the white pair since it never retro before. Just to have all of the OG, Penny Ones, because I have the All Star. But as far as independent designers, I've seen a few things. The Cool Kai shoes are interesting to me, but they're still more. They cost a little more than I would want to pay for them because I'm not going to wear them enough to constitute paying that money. SIA Collective makes some interesting shoes, but nothing yet that I like, yeah, I need to have those. So I don't have any independent shoes.
Okay, and another question. Anything you willing to sell? Besides the Converses in the garage.
Just even some of them I won't want to, but I've honestly I've kind of gotten to a point where some of the doubles I have, like Jordans, where I have one that I wear and then one that's dead stock. For the right price, some of them I would, possibly let go, but not really. I mean, I am kind of a hoarder, so
I feel you. Me too.
because all that's going to happen, I know how my mind works. I'll sell something that I may not have worn.
And then get mad that you sold it.
Yeah, and then it's like, damn, I want to wear them bitches now. You know what I'm saying? It's happened before, so not really, but the right shoe at the right time for the right price, anything can happen.
Okay, and one more question. Since you have your collection, but people primarily know you for interacting with other members of the sneaker community, where do you see Shorty C94 platform in regards to interviewing and meeting other sneaker enthusiasts?
Well, because I have sorry.
That's okay.
Haven't been a manager, and I've went to school partially for human resource type jobs. I like interviewing and talking to people. Interviewing people is one of my favorite things to do as a manager. I'm like, I could just do this, talking about sneakers, something I like. I'd like to have this lead to something else. Like I'd love to be the person that does this on the sneakers app or Adidas Confirmed or whatever. I'd love for this to lead to something, like that. Since I'm a Nike employee, I've tried to start, knocking on doors, but it's kind of hard to infiltrate that. So it may be something else, but I'd love for this to lead to something else.
Oh yeah, one more thing. Shout out to your wife. I know when I seen you on, I think I can't remember which platform it was, but you introduced her. You kind of got her ready for the sneaker game, and her collection is kind of sick too. So shout out to your wife too.
Yeah, that look I just gave, that was actually her just walking in. So she just heard you. You know, nah, it's good. I love her collection. There's several shoes that she has that I wish I had. So, I'm very proud of the sneaker person that she is. So, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, but I really appreciate you, being on the show. I
No,
love.
again, thank you for the opportunity. I'm gonna be, transparent. I was kind of nervous to come on here because, like I said, I just started my page, and I really don't have as many followers like a lot of the other people that you interviewed, and that's partially because my mindset was to have people to follow me that are genuinely into sneakers because you have some people that they just want to look, But being that I was able to engage in an interview, I'm kind of opening my mind to, others that may be into sneakers, but maybe, I could be a catalyst for them to start a collection and stuff like that. And also fighting the Bitcoin, Forex, WhatsApp people. So I'm constantly going through my list to get rid of those type of people. Like I don't trust those Bitcoin Forex people to be on my page. They're not there to be a part of the community. They're there to scam people. So I don't want no scammers on my page.
Nah, I feel that. I'm glad you brought that up because, like, the and it's kind of sucks that it's like that because, like, the forex is a real thing. Trading foreign currencies, people make a lot of money on that, but and I've looked into it, how much it costs to really get in that. So it's like, so you supposed to get me into trading foreign currencies with $150. You, some nigga I've never heard of, never seen before, with 2 followers. You're supposed to help me. So I feel you on that. That shit is annoying. The people, one thing that I get a lot is artists who make logos. They're always like,
Oh, them too. Them
yeah,
too.
hey, come on, man. Like, come on, man. So I feel you on that. And again, I the followers thing, like, that shit doesn't matter because I look at it like I've got a lot of followers to a lot of people, but I still only be getting 50, 60 likes a picture. So you niggas will look, but it don't matter. You know what I mean? So I don't care about that. I see how you approach the game, and that's what matters to me, and I really appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem, no problem. So, all right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, but I will be in touch with you. I'm gonna be looking for those sixes for you in the women's 10. You know what I mean? And
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I'll send you the picture of the pumps.
okay, yeah, send me a picture. I got to see these, man.
All right. Thank you so much again. I appreciate it.
No problem, no problem. I see you
All
soon.
right. All right. Thank you.
No problem.
Peace.